Hello, it's me. I was wondering if you want to watch me build some turbo oil drain lines for this thing. I did do a little bit of investigatory work with some fittings on the bottom and the housing completely vertical. I put some 45s on there and I debated if I wanted to go in front of the cold side or on the back of the cold side to get it away from the hot side and the wastegate dump. What I settled on is going in the front. I think I should have enough clearance to not be an issue. This side is nice and open down here. There's nothing really there. So what I'm going to end up doing is welding some bungs onto these little round bosses on the timing cover. Like I said, passenger side not going to be an issue. Driver side, we do have the belt there and power steering line coming down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bad mamma jammin' tube and I'm going to come out right here in between the pulley and the belt. That way it'll be a little bit protected. It's going to guide the hose and the fitting away from everything. I'm not going to go out that far with it though. I'm just going to do a little bit of a stick out off the timing cover. So I'll get some pieces mocked up, kind of show you what I want to do. I think I'll start by welding some AN fittings on here. I'll go up in my stash of bung holes, pull out some 10 AN fittings. I do have a 10 AN here. This tube is actually going to be a little bit bigger than the 10 AN, so it should be good. And we'll get started on that. While I'm here, I'd like to actually go over the drain fitting flanges because there's multiple different kinds and I want to show the differences between the two so you don't end up buying the wrong one and then have to try to machine it out or hog out the holes like this one. So this turbo here is actually one of the 3071s from the rear-mounted triple turbo Ranger project. And this one has like the Garrett style close space drain fitting, or this is the other style here. So it's easy to order just a turbo drain fitting flange and you end up getting this style, which is what happened on Tim here. Tim is the Mustang project that we're working on. The initial holes are actually out here, but these were kind of drilled or machined out. And I've had to do this a couple times, like buying the wrong fitting, but now I just try to buy the right size fitting. So if it's this closer fitting style, I usually search for a Garrett style drain flange, and you can see kind of how much of a difference is. So if I line up the right hole, this other bolt hole's here, and it's actually the middle of the drain flange is covering the bolt hole. So it's actually quite a bit bigger. So then you got to try to center this thing and then drill the holes and line up the holes, which is kind of annoying. Another watch out with these things is sometimes the AN fitting can actually hit the bolt. These don't actually hit. It tightens on the flare before it hits the bolt head. But sometimes this can actually hit the bolt before it tightens on the flare. So these should be good. This setup should be a lot better than what was on there. This one had the modified wider flange. And then it also had 10 AN to 8 AN reducers on it. So instead of coming off the 10 AN flange to a 10 AN line, it came to a 8 AN, then into a Y, into a 10. And it also had all of this extra line that it had to go through before it went into the Y. So what I'm going to do here is go right from here into this, and the line will be probably 2 feet long. And then we'll have a 10 drain on each side going right into the timing cover. Alright, so I got one mocked up, got an angle cut on the backside and welded on the 10 AN. And then I did actually mark this kind of where I want it to be, and it'll go on something like that. Used old Yeller here to zip the balancer bolt out. I did go ahead and verify the timing just while I was in there just to make sure it is lined up dot to dot. I did mark the little boss on the timing cover here with a vertical mark on it. And I also just made a little file mark here where I want to line this thing up. So I know that this should go on something like this with this file mark in the vertical position. So that'll come up something like this, and we'll do the other one symmetrical on the other side. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take out the seal because the heat from the welding is going to transfer to that spot definitely. I'll also probably go ahead and brush off some of this paint that's flaking off of it. We'll get that stuff off of there and probably repaint it. Alright, I'm going to drill this out. I'm actually going to use this 7/8 hole dozer that I bought the other day for the wideband bung. Alright, so there's what we got all painted up now. Got the little wing ding antennas coming off of there. I did put some foil around the threads, so I didn't get any paint on the threads. Well, I got it on, but unfortunately, the side that doesn't matter, I messed up. Like I said, passenger side not going to be an issue. Like I said, passenger side not going to be an issue. And it's too close and touching the belt. I have all this room over here on the passenger side, and I messed it up. Too close. This side turned out just like it was supposed to. It's not touching the belt. Plenty of clearance. But the side that should have been the easy one and really doesn't matter, I put it too close. So I'm going to have to take it back apart, trim it, and move that thing and re-weld it. Which sucks because I already painted it. So I'll probably just trim it up here and then try to angle it out a little bit. Oh well, gotta fix it. Okay, so I sliced that piece off. Was on there like this, straight. Just cut it at a slight angle so I can kind of make almost like a pie cut and go this way. And that should get it far enough away. Alright, so got that welded all together now at that angle on it. It wasn't too bad. I mean, that's a really dirty piece now with the paint on it, but I was able to get most of it off. It didn't go together that bad. So hopefully now that's the right angle and we should be good. Alright, got a coat of paint back on it. You can see the little wing ding is now angled. So that should hopefully give us enough clearance for the belt. And I'm going to throw some heat on this, probably with a hairdryer or something, so it dries a little quicker and I can test fit it. Well, that awesome little bandsaw clip that you just saw there was me pressing record after I was done cutting. So that's awesome. I'm going ahead and making these lines right now. I got one done already. I'm just doing a 45 to a 45 down here. That's the length of the line. I'll go ahead and attach this guy. And then I'm going to take this one off here. Oh, and I don't know if I recorded a clip yet, but yeah, it fits. Maybe I'll show that because I don't know if I showed it yet. So this driver's side comes out here. That one clears really well. This one now has a little bit of an angle on it, kicks it out to the side. And then the drain comes out right over here. It is down at an angle the whole way. It does kind of swoop it down and out away from the wastegate hose. International Postman. Sir, this is a Wendy's. All right, spray some WD. Got it in the clamp. Alright, so we got the final rotation here. Get that snug. Alright, gentle humans, there it is. So I think I'm actually going to flip this to the bottom. Maybe I'll put this one on first. What I want to make sure is that I can actually get the housing, the center housing vertical. Because I don't want it to be angled so it has issues draining. You know, sometimes filming sucks because you try to get a good camera angle and you end up just making it a lot harder for yourself to work. Especially with welding shots, sometimes I try to get like a camera angle so you actually see welding. And I end up just in some stupid angle and it makes it harder for me to actually weld what I'm welding. Alright, there you go. Turbo drains are done. This one isn't tight. It looks like it's tight, but it's actually got plenty of play. It's actually loose. That one just like has a bend in it, so it looks like it's got more slack in it, but that one's actually pretty decent. Yeah, that's kind of the final product. So I do have plenty of clearance around under, like through the belt here. This one I got clearance here. So I kind of like that idea. I mean, I know they sell the ICT billet, sells a couple other places sell the ones that have the bung right on the cover, but I didn't really want to have to sneak it through or sneak it behind, because then, depending how you run it, like if I were to go behind, it's pretty close to the wastegate tube, then I got to snake it in this way, or they come straight out towards the balancer, or they're at like a weird angle. So yeah, that's kind of how I did it. So I think really the only thing that's left on this is to do like the radiator hoses and stuff. The feed lines should already fit, and then I can test fit the intake. I do got to figure out what I want to do about these heater lines here. If I want to just come off of there with a 45, or if I want to try to do like a hard line coming off of there. But we'll see about that. So today is January 31st, the month of February. I have a bunch of like short videos already made and uploaded, ready to be published. So like every other day in February, there's going to be a new short coming up. So don't be alarmed. I'm just trying something different to see if we can like use the shorts to gain some traction on the channel. I also have a history of the Ford Ranger video coming up, and I probably spent like 25 hours already editing this video. It's an hour and 5 minutes long so far, so I'll probably be uploading that in like the next week or 2 weeks. So I encourage you guys to watch that one because it's pretty cool. It's basically from the time I got the truck until current state and goals for the truck. So stick around for that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, follow me on Instagram, follow me on I don't know if we have time for this.